Welcome to the bonus modules. Thank you for your commitment so far. Well done on making it through the program. What we're going to talk about now is just preparing ourselves. How do we get into the right mindset when we're looking to sell and drive our business forward? Because there are some fundamental principles that if we don't fully embrace, then regardless of the sales process, we're going to find ourselves in a difficult position. So let's start with some vital statistics. These are really critical for us to understand. And if you're in a leadership position or a business owner, you must make sure your team understand these as well. The first is that 80% of sales will require 5 follow-up calls after a meeting. That's after a meeting. So we go through our entire process, and even after meeting with a client, even after convincing them, we may need to follow up 5 times in order to close that sale effectively. Most people, 44% of salespeople, give up after 1 call. Most people will give up after 2. And understanding that 5 follow-up calls may be required in order to succeed is vital for your success as an organization. 92% of sales interactions will happen over the phone. What that means is that we don't stop seeing customers. It means that we're going to have to check in, follow up, and prepare and prime customers a lot of the time through our sales process. And 92% of that happens over the phone, not on email, not necessarily face-to-face, but through phone calls and video calls with customers. 91% of customers say they would give a referral to a sales or a business person if they get good service, yet only 11% of salespeople ask for referrals. So once you start to get your sales process moving, once you've got clients engaged, remember the importance of asking for a referral from your existing client base. And then finally, salespeople who actively seek out and exploit those referrals will earn 4 to 5 times more than those that don't in commissions and bonuses. So it's not just about success, it's about the earning potential that you have if you follow up with your existing clients. Now, the other part that's really important here are what I call the 10 commandments of sales. And I have these 10 commandments because they're underlying principles that once you really understand them and embed them into your sales and business practices, they will transform the way you think and work. The first commandment is we must focus entirely on our client. Absolutely critical. They're not interested in us. They're not interested in our business at the first point of contact. They're only interested in themselves. And you've got to reorientate yourself to focus completely and entirely on your client. Secondly, when you do engage with a client, you must use a value-led approach. That means we start with creating value for the client or the customer. That has to be our overriding initial principle. That's how we get engagement. Third, you've got to tap into your intense passion. You have to show and demonstrate just how much you want what you're providing to your client and that you have this passion for your work. And if you don't have it today, find a way to tap into it or find another position, because you have to have that passion. It has to flow through you and out of you towards your client. Fourth is to continually develop your expertise. You will never know everything, and you'll never be as good as you can be if you continually develop your expertise. It's what separates you from everybody else in the marketplace. Not just your product or service, but your expertise. See this as a continual evolving journey. Fifth is about being exceptionally curious. Start with curiosity. Continually look at how you can understand more, learn more, be more to your client. And when you cultivate this exceptional curiosity, people will find you more interesting because you are more interested. Sixth, once you're curious, you must listen intently. Listen to everything your client says. Notice everything in the words and the body language they use, and create space for your client and your relationship, so they can really unravel and you will unearth things that nobody else who's dealing with them is able to. Commandment 7 is about enjoying the process and the results. Because so often we get wrapped up in just the final result and we forget to enjoy the process and the journey that we're on. When you learn to enjoy the process and the journey, your client will enjoy spending time with you. It's not just about the result, it's about the process as well. A is about believing in your solution and yourself. So we talked about passion earlier. This is about belief. When you use all of the previous 7 steps, you will start to believe in yourself. You'll start to believe in your solution because it will give you the results that you're looking for, and it will give your client the results they're looking for. 9th is about perseverance. We talked about the number of times we need to follow up with a client after a meeting. This is about continuing to persevere until you succeed. There is no other option. Think about life. The people that succeed persevere until they get to that point. They don't give up, they keep going. And this is our reminder to ourselves to keep going, persevere until we succeed. And then finally, get to yes or no. Don't worry about no. Don't be afraid of no, but don't allow yourself to accept a maybe or a what if. Get to a yes or a no. It will give you clarity, it will give your clients clarity, and it will speed up your sales process. Because if somebody says no, you move on to somebody that's ready to say yes. So I hope these 2 key areas have been important for you and have been valuable for you, because knowing what it takes to succeed and then knowing the 10 commandments that we need to follow in order to drive the performance and the results we need is absolutely critical. Thanks for listening to this. Print these out. There's an asset here where you can download both of these 2 as a single slide reminder, the vital statistics and the 10 commandments of sales. I'll see you in the next part of the program.